All right, the Market Show is back, baby, with a brand new season right here at the Sixth Scale Cantina. And you have to ask yourself, has Hot Toys so far in 2024 announced 89 figures? And I say, stay tuned, baby. You're not going to want to miss my dive into this. And you'll also have to wonder, is it too much what's going on right now for collectors, for this community? And is it a Sixth Scale Grail Apocalypse? Listen, my friends, I have got the wizard juice right here. Look at those stars changing and shifting. Let's crack it open. Ooh, and watch them really move now, baby. Sucking down the knowledge, and let's dive into all of it right now. Alright, and welcome everyone to another episode of the Market Show right here at the Sixth Scale Cantina, starting the new season of the Market Show. Let's go ahead, without further ado, get right into it. Look at right here, baby. So look, this is limited and to just 2,000 pieces. It's limit of one per person. And I'm recording this here on Sunday night, Eastern Time, and it's still in stock. Why? Look, I already spoke about this during my live show earlier this week. The season finale of the Aries Tarot show that was live, that was this past Tuesday. If you didn't get a chance to watch that yet, definitely go check that out. What a great season finale that was. Anyway, to me, this is so lazy by Hot Toys, but I do get it. It's just a repaint. And at a time where collectors are absolutely gravitating towards these new innovative figures that are coming with the purrs, rolling eyes function, that are coming with head sculpts and materials that have hit another level. When you put stuff out that would still be in stock and are just not moving like they once were because they're a step below, this is the kind of result that you're going to get. Because, quite frankly, collectors are moving away from a lot of the old figures. And does this count as an old figure? And I say, yes. It absolutely does. Look, there's a lot going on over here. And as I pull this one up on the screen too, it's not just this Batman that is still sitting in stock, but this purple and gold Batgirl, also limited to just 2,000 pieces, also still sitting in stock. Now, is it possible that this will sell out? And I say, yes, it still will. It's limited to 2,000 pieces. But why is the demand not so crazy like an artisan or like one of those limited 2,000 or 3,000 piece Iron Man figures, or some of the other figures, many figures, seems like a gazillion figures this year already. They started this last year, and this year has been the most figures ever. And I do believe that next year will blow this one away, and we're going to get into exactly why that is from Hot Toys. You're going to see that. But it's not just the limited edition and exclusivity that is driving collectors towards these figures. It's actually the new and improved head sculpts and materials and just overall packaging and look of everything that collectors are gravitating towards these new figures that are next level. This doesn't qualify as next level. It's a repaint. And for a lot of collectors, this is really, really cool, but not for a whole lot of collectors, which is why this is sitting in here. It's not just about it being limited to 2,000 pieces. That is a big, big piece to creating demand, is the exclusivity, is the limited amount that is numbered. Shoot, if they serialize all of these, it would really do a number on it. But even if they serialize this, it wouldn't have made a difference in my view. This is just passé. This is old. It's just a repaint. It's like taking your DX06 baby and putting some gold on Jack Sparrow. And it's still here. And only 2,000 pieces and still here. And so is this. And this is Batman. And I actually think it's a pretty cool black and gold version, but you're not getting anything new with this. And it goes to show you that when they want to put out old stuff like this stuff that is obsolete, and I'm going to go into why it is obsolete, this is what is going to happen. And if they're going to come out with these things that are obsolete, they sure better limit it to 2,000 pieces or less when it comes to this stuff. This is why this is still sitting in here like this. And look, this is what people are looking for. And this is where the demand is right now. Is with these figures that are getting to be next level. Now, this is the T800 Battle Damage version 2.0. Okay, this old DX 13, I think it is, if you will. Okay, at a pretty darn good price of $350. And the head sculpt is absolutely next level. And you're seeing here genuine leather clothing materials, next level. LED light up eye, separate rolling eyeball, separate rolling eyeballs on the other head sculpt. Okay, specially designed diorama base with a LED light up function. Now you're talking about, I mean, just look at this. And this is what collectors are gravitating towards right now, are these next level figures that look even more closer to the actor, that look even more closer to the actress. Absolutely unbelievable is this figure. But when you put something out like this is not next level. They didn't even put in purrs. There's no rolling eyes function on this. Honestly, with her, could you at least have given us wool? Wool hair. And they didn't. It was absolutely lazy in my view, and that's why this is sitting here. Because these type of figures that are passe, that are not on the same level as this Arnold Schwarzenegger T800 that they just went ahead and officially announced, this 2.0, you are going to be getting stuff that sits in stock like this. And honestly, these are even better than that Batgirl and that Batman when I'm pulling this up. And this figure is still in stock at a lot of places. And you can see right here, this is the Dark Suit Superman and the Batman TMS 038 from the Snyder Cut. Only $281 for a 2-pack. But listen, these are not next level like a lot of the figures that are coming out. They are simply just not. And it's a combination of there's too many of these, and there's not enough money in this volatile global economy. And these figures are getting to be obsolete. And part of what goes on in a lot of this stuff is planned obsolescence by companies. You know, look at this. Let's take these iPhones for instance. Okay, they come out with it, and Apple plans to make this obsolete so that they could come out with the iPhone 16, baby, or they could go ahead and come out with their new Apple Watch. They make it. They plan. They absolutely. It's called planned obsolescence in marketing and business. But is it possible that what's going on over here is unplanned obsolescence in marketing? And I say, yes. Pause. You're watching the market show, the new season. Cheers to you, baby. Nobody planned to be selling these figures, at these prices, so far below the advertised retail price. Okay? No one planned it. But they kind of got ahead of themselves. They produced way too much coming out of COVID and shortly after COVID. And you're getting a lot of stuff like that. And you're getting a lot of stuff like this. Okay? I'm going to this listing here that I'll show you of Captain Marvel. And MMS 575. And this is what it sells for. $120 with 6 bids, not including the $20 in shipping. Great seller. 1,016 feedback. And, wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, 100% Mick positive. $120. This is unplanned obsolescence. It really, really is. And I'll put this one up on the screen. Here you go. This Mando and Grogu. Here's some more unplanned obsolescence. $146.50. Actually, I'm surprised it went that high. Great seller, 113 feedback, and 100% positive. Not including the $15 in shipping. You paid over $300 for this deluxe version, if you pay for it retail. And it's not just these ones where this unplanned obsolescence came. And really what I mean by unplanned obsolescence, as I pull this up onto the screen, which is going to be a little bit of an eye-opener for everyone watching here as well, is you come out with all of these figures that are just next level, like you see here on the screen. That Jack Sparrow, okay, which destroys the other Jack Sparrow that they came out with, like that Darth Maul, which is superior to the DX16, DX17 that they came out with. And heck, it's superior, and it comes with everything, and it's not even a DX. What does that tell you? Like that new 2.0 from the DX13 Terminator. Superior. And forget about the DX11 and the Heath Ledger Joker. I mean, this is not only superior to that, but many feel it's superior to the InArt one. It's a 6th Scale Grail APOCALYPSE, baby. Because not only is stuff like this sinking, and stuff where there's too much stock, but these ancestors, these ancient action figure ancestors of the DX11, of the DX13, of the DX16, of the DX17, of the DX15, of that Batman Returns, Michael Keaton Batman. Oh, that's a good one. They're just sinking. Because if you go and you stay and you spend all that money on them, you're not getting the latest and greatest. You're not getting the superior version. And yeah, we got little Dark Side Anakin on there because we all know that Dark Side Anakin is a grail within the secondary market. But is it possible that that's also part of the apocalypse? And you're going to get a new one that's going to be vastly superior to the old one? And I say, you know the answer already. And collectors are starting to catch on. That's why you're seeing with this Mace Windu. Well, forget about Mace Windu. You might as well, that one's going to suffer as well, because you're going to get one that they're going to be able to put rolling eye pervs function into and get a Sam Jackson one, most likely for the Revenge of the Sith next year, if not even before. Why even wait for the 30th anniversary, whatever it is, the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith? Why wait? Everybody knows a new Liam Neeson Qui-Gon is coming. And yes, an artisan version of it's coming. And it's going to blow this one away. And so you're only getting it to sell for $275. Because who wants to go ahead and spend $400 on this when the new one that's going to blow this one away is just going to destroy this one? And what evidence do I have that this is going to happen? Well, number one, I've got wizard juice and you don't. And I suck down the knowledge. Number two, I hang out with all my ancient action figure friends, and they all hang out with otherworldly beings. And besides all of that, you can follow the trends. Okay? Everything's getting 2.0'd. Everything is getting 2.0'd that you're seeing here. This is going to get 2.0'd. And even if someone wants to argue, well, this Qui-Gon Ares was not that possible, was not that popular, so I don't know if you're right, Eve. I don't think so. Well, really? Well, you're not thinking that, and you're wrong. Because Qui-Gon is more popular than whatever this is. It's not even comic book accurate. And I don't even know what this is, but it's cool. Of course Qui-Gon would sell way better than that. They come out with 2,000 of these, an artisan version of Qui-Gon would go through the roof. Shoot. Put out 5,000 of those. And collectors are starting to realize, why am I going ahead and paying for this? Again, this is obsolete. And part of the unplanned, and this is planned obsolescence, because this has already been out in a way, but this is out of stock. But you're getting stuff, and you're putting stuff that's that's in stock like this. Who wants this when you're coming out with stuff like this? That's just next level. That has, you know, not only the purrs, but improved head sculpts, improved materials, everything about it. A base. I mean, look at this thing. For Batman collectors, it's like a dream right now. Look at that diorama base. Those separate rolling eyeballs. Look at that likeness to Michael Keaton. I don't know who's caring anymore about that 89 Batman one. I mean, look at this. Wow. And it affects. It affects, you know, this 2-pack on the market sinking down. Sinking down. And kind of like this here. This is a figure that, you know, good shape like this, $700. $271.74 from the seller with 811 feedback, all 100% positive, not a bite yet, at $271. Not a bite. Yeah, and just $45.62 in shipping, not a bite. And who's going to bite on this? The diorama's pretty cool with it, though, when you get that little, the you know, the liquid Terminator there, whatever you call him. Looks like David Cohn from the Yankees. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Anyway. Yeah. I mean, why buy that when you can get that? And then are collectors catching on that the same thing is going to be happening here with this? Here's your DX10 T2. And look, the popular thing with some channel creators and some people on these panels are going to be, no, they're not going to 2.0 this. And they're wrong. Because they are. Because they're going to 2.0 every damn thing that's out there. That's what I'm here to tell you today on the market show. Pause. I don't care if you don't like the character at all, you don't think it's popular. Honestly, this should tell you everything that you need to know. They got a 2.0 Gore from Love and Thunder. Aries are crazy. Look, I've called everything. I told you this year. I could go on my channel and look up the past banners. I don't get credit for it, though. Look, it's fine. Because you all who follow me know that I call this. But I don't get any shout-outs from most of the channel creators that are out there. Except a couple of my friends. Shout out to the brother cousins. Other than that, I already called this Batman. He's already been on a banner or two already this year. I already called this Terminator. He's already been on a banner or two this year. I told you it was coming, and I told you it was coming this year. And I was telling you about this Jack Sparrow all second half of last year. And of course I told you about the Joker that it was coming out, and of course the argument there was they'll never try to match InArt because InArt's better. What a juvenile statement that was. To even think that they weren't even going to come and try and combat that. And look, they come out with the Joker, and most collectors believe it's better. You got to stop looking at this stuff with your feelings. And you got to drink down some wizard juice and look at the data and then draw sensible conclusions. Of course they were going to go match InArt. The game was on. And because of that, you have now got a 6th scale Grail APOCALYPSE. It's not even a question anymore if InArt comes out with it, will it be better than Hot Toys or a version? The question's going to be is when is Hot Toys going to be better than the InArt one? And while they're going ahead and doing it, and they're coming out with, you know, the few figures that they are and trying to pump some out when they can, Hot Toys is going to be pumping out not only everything to match that, but everything that came out previously. They're going to come out with it and do this. I called this. I called every single one of these, except the Darth Maul. I have no recollection of that, but I'm sure I did. In another reality. And yes, I was the one calling the Dark Side Advocate, but now everyone's calling that one, but that's okay. They're allowed to. They're allowed to go ahead and call it, McBabies. I called those. You know what else? And no one will give me credit for this either. But I called this one as well. And yeah, you're going to see it this year. And you're going to see it for the 85-year anniversary. And I don't think they will, Aries. Okay, well, it's because of your feelings. Give me some data that justifies that. They're going to do it. Here's another one they're going to do, too. Aries, but they'll have to wait 3 years to give you the mime one. Haha, Aries, so you're wrong on that one. Haha, no, because all they got to do, except believe, is just give you like the General Obi-Wan, give you the Mando Obi-Wan, just like the, you know, the artisan Joker, and then give you a Batman imposter disguise Joker. They'll do the same damn thing with this when they do the Jack Nicholson one, but probably right when they come out with it. And you'd be like, darn, that Aries was right. Don't go spend $500 on this figure. They're going to come out with this figure again, and it's going to be better than this one. You know why? Because it's a 6th scale Grail APOCALYPSE, baby. All right, so listen. Now we got to pause for a special message from Captain Crunch.
Ancient action figure theorists watching across the universe, we hope you've enjoyed Season 1 of the Aries Tarrington Show right here at the Sixth Scale Cantina. Get ready for Season 2 of the Aries Tarrington Show. We're going to get more experts, more ancient action figure theorists, and we're going to go on location to the craziest parts of the universe. The Market Show is coming back along with 6th Scale Raw as we move into production for Season 2 of the Aries Tarrington Show. Stay thirsty, baby.
Cannot wait for the second season of the Aries Tarrington Show. Ancient action figures, that's what we'll call it. Just like we got 6th Scale Raw and we've got the Market Show, ancient action figures. Come on. Alright, so let's break it up a little bit here and let's talk about the crazy amount of announcements so far this year and this week. Look, to be quite honest with you, I can't even celebrate and digest this T800, this 2.0 of Arnold Schwarzenegger. I can't. Forget about this new Batman Returns Michael Keaton head sculpt, this new figure, and all new head sculpt. We are just getting, it is 89 figures, ladies and gentlemen. 89 different figures all together. That includes deluxe, regular version, all these different versions. 89. 89. We're just 11 away from breaking what they did last year when they cracked that 100 mark. It is, honestly, it is absolutely insane how much is going on. I'm still trying to celebrate this Jack Sparrow. The Darth Revan. When did the Darth Revan come out? I heard that we got a Grievous sometime this year. You can't even. It's insanity. And when you look at what's here this week, look, again, I'm still trying to digest the Michael Keaton and the T800. Forget about this Andrew Garfield over here, but look at all this stuff. Look at all this stuff here this week. We could go take a look at it. Looking at this. What is this? Another Predator, which looks pretty sick. And when is enough, ladies and gentlemen? When is it too much? No, I'm not getting this, even though it looks cool. Why? Because I can't afford it. I would love to get into this Predator line. I think it'd be it's a pretty nice base, actually. It's just too much. It's too much. Wow. And it's kind of funny because if you're thinking that next year it's going to slow down, it's going to get worse. It's going to be even more. This is their new business model. And this is with this volatile global economy, they have to do this right now in order to survive. And you keep recycling the same old collectors over and over again. But, for me, as far as my, income and my budget, I'm kind of worn out. So what I'm going to do is try to make myself not worn out and celebrate this for those that want it, but not even entertain getting it. To be honest with you, it's just way too much. And let's see if I can get to some other ones here. Here we go. Finally starting to get this to load onto the screen. Let me backtrack this here. Here we go. There we go. That will help there. And then from the Ahsoka series. And look, this maybe opens the door for more from the Ahsoka series. I honestly told you that I didn't think we were done with the Ahsoka series. I don't think we're done with the Book of Boba Fett. I don't think we're done with the Mandalorian. I don't think we've even begun with the Andor series at all. And I think they're going to tie that right into Rogue One. But again, this is cool, but I don't collect troopers as it is. So, not for me. Absolutely not for me. And hey, for those collectors out there, baby, that can afford every single one of these, I just can't. I still have a household with including myself, 5 people who live within it, and just 3 cars. Well, 4 now, because my daughter was able to get a pretty cool used Chevy Spark. But again, I can't afford all this. I mean, this is not even on my radar, this trooper, or any trooper at all. Again, the Predator there, Dr. Doom already. There you go. There's Dr. Doom. And Robert Downey Jr. That's awesome. You have to wonder if we're going to get a ton of Dr. Dooms like we do Iron Mans. I can't even breathe. I heard that the T800 came out. Wow, can't even breathe. I feel like suffocating a little bit. Look at this. Another Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. Again, I heard that General Grievous came out. It's pretty nice. I will admit, I like this one. It's pretty nice. You know, this maybe could concentrate on something like this. I mean, okay, here we are. Finally, there's the Batman Returns. It's so much. I mean, we were just talking about this a few days ago. This Batman Returns. Okay, forget about those two things, which I already talked about earlier in the show. That Batman, that purple Batgirl. Where's the T800? You know, of course another Iron Man, but that's okay. We can get an Iron Man every week. I come to expect it at this point. I mean, I'm still trying to celebrate this, baby. I'm still trying to celebrate this. But listen, 89 separate pre-orders already this year. 89. 80-frackin-9. And are we going to get to 100 by the end of the year? Gosh, I mean, are we going to be at 125? Maybe 135. Who knows where we're going to be? And this is a mechanism that I warned you was coming. Again, let me say it again so you can hear it loud and clear. More and more announcements, but less production of those announcements, with more 2.0's, probably soon 3.0's, and variations up the wazoo of just about every way you can imagine these characters to be in a sensible manner. And I have been saying this and saying this. And Aries are nuts, and Aries are crazy, and you're a little too drunk on all this wizard juice. Well, I guess I'm not. Because that's what they're doing. And they're not going to slow down next year. It's going to be even more. Even more. It's the same collectors being recycled over and over again. And they've just about recycled. Like with that aforementioned Batgirl and that video game Batman as well, with all the gold, coatings on it and whatnot. They've just about recycled as much as they could with the old stuff and are recycling the same collectors coming in, because there are new collectors that are coming. It's just that in this economy, there's just not a whole lot of lemons to squeeze, baby, with all kinds of juice outpouring, with expendable income here and expendable income there. Let me tell you something. You see a lot of content out there. You see a lot of Instagram stuff and stuff like this, and people with 8,000 and 9,000 figures, and that's great. And believe me, if I could afford it, I'd get it. But that is not what the majority of collectors are able to do in any stretch of the imagination. Don't kid yourself. It's just not. But I've talked about this when I first started this channel. That Hot Toys is going to get to the point where you're going to have a vast array of selection. And you're going to have to choose what figures you're going to get and what lines you're going to get into. Maybe it's the Hano line, the budget line. Okay? Maybe it's the regular line. There is a regular line. What is that regular line? Pretty much what's coming out that's not Artisan or DX. Because what's not Artisan and what's not DX, again, what's not Artisan and what's not DX is regular, and it's not on the quality of InArt, using that as a barometer. Okay? You could take the new DXs and you could take the artisans, and that is right on par with InArt. And you have to kind of choose where you're going to go, baby. You know, unless you have a lot of money where it's like, oh, I'm going to get all the Hanos. I'm going to get all the regular figures. I'm going to get all the artisans and all the DXs and all the InArts too. By the way, I'll throw in J&D and I'll throw this in and I'll throw in a Rolls Royce. Cheers. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love Jay Leno. He collects, probably has dozens or hundreds of vintage cars. I just can't do it. It's just 89 figures. That includes deluxes and different versions. That includes all the exclusives and the Chrome Commander Cody, everything this year. Not including the blogger photos, the releases. Not including the releases. It'd be great if they could come out with the 89 releases that are due to come out. Wouldn't that be nice? Although, again, it's probably too much money for that. More and more announcements, less production of those announcements with more 2.0s and more variations out the wazoo. That's what you're going to get. And you're going to have to say, hey, I'm going to collect this. I'm not going to collect this. I'm going to go into this, but I'm not going to go into that. And I'm going to be talking more about that so you're able to see from this perspective. You got all kinds of perspectives out in the community, which is good to have that mix. You're going to get from me the perspective on how less is more. Because I think for a good majority of collectors, if you have the mentality where less is more, and you're going to start really, really being sensible with your budget and your collecting budget, you're going to be able to survive a whole lot longer. You're not going to get frustrated. You're not going to get frustrated and want to leave this hobby and, go into something like Black Series, which is worse than this, or some of these other hobbies, which could be worse as well, and trying to get into something that way because you're frustrated. You have to change your mentality. You have to change your approach. Okay? And I know what I want when it comes to these. When you look at what you see here up on the screen, I want that Joker, and I already have the Imposter version. Okay? I want that Jack Sparrow. I want that Dark Side Anakin and the regular Anakin, the artisan versions that are coming out. And I want, because of that, that quality, I want that Terminator. Okay? I'll take that Keaton Batman. I'll take those Elite figures. And also these DXs that, like the battle damaged Darth Vader, that mythos. So we should still be talking about that. Again, I haven't even been able to do a show on General Grievous. And we need to really celebrate what we like and like that General Grievous. And I am going to be putting out shows that are going to celebrate these figures that have come out this year, like the Darth Revan, like the General Grievous, like that Han Solo, like that Dark Empire artisan and sculpted version Luke. And I'm going to be getting that. Those are the figures I'm going to be concentrating on. Because I don't want to get mired down with a bunch of stuff I'm not going to get. I'll celebrate it with you. I'll spill some coffee with you. And I'll save my wallet from heartache. And heart palpitations because I'm getting way too many of these. And this is what they have to do. Why? Why did I think? Was it just because I wanted them to do more and more announcements and less production of those announcements with more 2.0s and 3.0s and 4.0s and, more variations? No. It's just you're recycling. You're recycling, and that's what you have to do to stay to keep the interest. You got some new collectors coming in, but they're not diving in droves. Because what you used to be able to walk out of Walmart or a grocery store with 8 bags is now 3 for many people. Which means to get to those 8 bags, the money has to come from somewhere. And maybe it comes from one of these figures that you would have gotten. And you have to be sensible. And I'm going to continue to enjoy this hobby because I'm not going to get all this stuff. But I'm going to get the stuff that I want. And I've seen comments, I believe, where there are some collectors that are like, I'm really going to start investing in the Hano line. And I applaud you for doing that. And you want to get away from this. And I've spoken to some others that are doing it like my approach. And I'm just going to go get artisans. I applaud you for your approach. And I can tell you right now, there's going to be a ton of collectors that are like, I don't want any of your artisans. I don't want any of the Hano. And I'm just going to be going ahead and getting like this Keaton Batman. Or this Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. I think that that's fantastic. But you have to draw the line. For most collectors anyway. You have to draw the line somewhere. It's just 89 is unprecedented. And it's crazy. And, you know, it's no longer a question. Are we going to get, like you're seeing in the bottom, the very bottom of this banner here, are we going to be getting a Dark Side Anakin, this unburned version, this of Darth Vader? Of course you're going to be getting it. You're following the trends. It's going to be coming. When I told you about Bail Organa, and everyone's laughing here and laughing there, that ain't so much of a laugh anymore, is it? I can tell you right now that Bail Organa sells out, you know, if you just put out 2,000 more than that gold trend Batgirl. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. You could put out poop on a stick and put Star Wars on it. It's going to sell more than some stuff like that. That's just a fact. And they'll be able to still regurgitate some stuff, you know, from the old, you know, molds, like they just did with this, this imposter Joker. They're able to somehow find a way to use that Christian Bale Batman suit. And it worked because you're getting that awesome artisan head sculpt with it. Okay? And they were able to give you that awesome new Ewan McGregor from the Clone Wars head sculpt. Okay, with rolling eyes with the purr system. And find a way to reuse and use again Mandalorian armor. And then, of course, you know, going back to this, they found a way to give you more Trooper stuff. This Trooper from the Ahsoka series, which personally I would have much rather have seen an Ezra, with a head sculpt. But I'm not jumping up and down with all this stuff. I mean, if they really want to impress me with Star Wars, please go ahead and give me, please go ahead and give me an artisan Leia at this point. Give me that Leia. Give me an artisan Han. Give me a farm boy Luke. I mean, this is great, but I don't want this. I want the farm boy Luke. Or give me Black Chrysanthemum. I'd much rather have that. This is great, though. And I'll be honest with you, I can't even get into this line. The only figure I'm going to be getting out of this line is the Ahsoka, because that Rosario Dawson just looks superior to the original DX20 and DX21. But if they're going to be coming out with that new Leia, and they're going to be coming out with, another artisan Luke and an artisan Leia, I can't afford this. This is too much. Maybe Jay Leno can afford it. 89. 89 figures. Stay tuned to this channel, because we're going to be talking here more about how to budget and how less is more, baby. And if you like what you've been watching here, and you like my takes on stuff, you just may want to consider joining the Sixth Scale Cantina as a member. And I just put this up here this month. I did a lot of work on this review. You get a lot of up close, high resolution images of this Gandalf. Not with any fancy lighting or any of that stuff that they do on Instagram or on these reviews and all kinds of stuff like that. Try to make this like it's the Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Rings with me, dun 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 dun. That's just not my style. I want you to know what you're going to get when you pull it out of the damn box. Is it good or is it not? So go ahead and just click on the little join button. See everything that it comes with. If you think you could benefit from it, I think it's only $3.99. I've never even changed the a month. And you get to check out all the other stuff that I put on there. And yeah, it does help. It does help. You know, I put a lot of work into all of this. So I appreciate the support. Go ahead, you could just join the channel. And I appreciate it, baby. It is definitely a 6th scale apocalypse. Wait a minute. I'm getting a call. Could it be from an extraterrestrial? Let's pick it up and find out, baby. Hello? 13th Skull! What is going on, my friend? Yeah, I know. I did. Well, I tried to get you on the first season of the Aries Tarrington show. Mm-hmm. Well, you kept... I mean, every time one of the ancient action figure theorists would try to call you or catch up with you, you were never available for the panel. You're going to be available for us in season 2. Wow. So people are going to see the 13th Skull? Mm-hmm. What do you mean you don't want to sit next to Dr. Wonder? No, Dr. Wonder does not have dandruff. But what do you mean you're allergic? You're the 13th Skull. Because you have no hair? Because you're a skull? You get... But why do you want to sit next to Reverend Possible? He's got hair. He uses Head and Shoulders. Like on his beard too, or? Mm-hmm. Yes. It's not a 6th scale. It's not a 6th scale Grail apocalypse on your planet right now. Why? Oh, because Hot Toys doesn't exist there. That's funny. Yes, I know Darkseid Ray's coming. Mm-hmm. Yes. I already talked about the new Hope Leia coming out. Mm-hmm. For sure. Yes, Artisan Han as well, and Artisan Luke all before the end. Yeah, yes. I think we all know Thor is coming before the end of the year. Aquaman. Mm-hmm. Captain Marvel. Well, yeah, I talked about that on my live show last week. Listen, so when can I start filming you for the season 2? We're hard at work at Skull. Well, it was great to hear from the 13th Skull. Always pearls of wisdom. I hope you've enjoyed the season premiere of the next season of the Market Show right here. Look for 6th Scale Raw starting not this week, but next week, every week on Tuesdays. And remember, I don't always spill my coffee and wash it down with wizard juice. But when I do, baby, I do it right here at the 6th Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.